Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. I'm back with Manit today. So, Manit is an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur based in US. And so, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, Manit, to have you. Thank you very much.
Hi, thank you so much to have me here actually. So,
Yeah, why don't you
uh,
introduce yourself?
hi everyone. So my name is Manit Kaushhal. I am currently based in the US right now. I am finishing my studies here while I have started my own business called BlowOut Technologies. Um, I have been into entrepreneurship since I was a kid because of my family history. Everyone's an entrepreneur in my family, some in education or in health business. This is my second company, BlowOut Technologies. My first company was Status Innovations, which I started in India when I was 16 years old. It was a social networking website with two patents over it. And because of the patents, we uh, even sold one of them to one of the big companies, which I can't say because of the confidentiality. However, with Blowout is the next generation platform. That's the way it's called for students and communities to connect on a much local level rather than just connecting them globally every time. So uh, we'll be talking more about Blowout
Yeah.
during this podcast.
Yeah, we will be. Yeah, we will be again. So, yeah, again, thank you very much. Yeah, so why don't we start about what's Blowout? Like, why did you start this? And how did you get this idea? Yeah.
So the thing is, first of all, after I sold starters, I was always finding something, that what's the next thing? What's the next big thing that I can work on? And that's actually needed. So I was developing this platform for my parents actually. My parents are a part of a meditation group, okay? And they wanted a platform where they can plan all their meditation sessions and all very easily. Just because I was developing an app for them, I came across an idea that why can't I just make for our college parties and normal college events, you know. So when I started developing it, and gave out the beta version to around 1,000 students, just to try it, the feedback that I received, that this was, this could have been much better, could be much better, and this is actually needed because many of the colleges only in the US, they use insufficient platforms which are not actually made for group chatting alone, okay, or they are restricted to it. So students fail to get connected to the crucial groups and events happening all around them. On an average weekend in the US, in each university has more than 200 events happening, and students don't get to know even about 5% of them. So there was a need to connect unlimited people at one time on a large level and locally. So there was a need of platform to see what kind of local events or local clubs are happening, or organizations are there in your campus, in your university. And there was no platform there just to do that. So if I say that I am a part of Delhi University, just to show me everything that University has to offer, so that I just don't have to go around and see posters on the campus walls and all. Plus it saves a lot of paper as well, it saves millions of paper. So this concept of having group channels and this app is actually more of a US culture app. And then when I researched a lot on it, thought about it, that I said that this is something India needs. In India, we tend to use only WhatsApp or Instagram as our group chatting platforms, right? Probably even Messenger. There are students who use Discord also for gaming purposes, but most level we use WhatsApp for most things. But with Blowout, it was that we can have group chats for unlimited members with 200,000 members in one group chat, plus even more than that. And then on a much local level, for students to connect to their universities and campuses. So the US culture based app was kind of being transferred and revolutioning India also at the same time. So we launched it in India a month ago. We launched it in US and Canada as well. And since then, in India only, we are in more than 10 universities. 10, when I say in 10 universities, I mean at least 500 students from each university. And
Okay.
then we are in some more small colleges where we are growing. Like we have 50 downloads from one place, 100 from another, but we are growing there. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. And just this one thing I just want to ask you. So, as you do you develop these apps by yourself?
Sorry.
Do you develop these apps by yourself? Like, do you like when you did that when you were 16 and you did your the
Yeah.
before thing? Did you do it by self?
Yeah. So I started learning coding when I was just 13 years old. So
Okay.
before I, yeah, so I just had this some so I had some personal agenda to fulfill a dream. Okay. I remember when I was 13 years old, I actually went to Singapore,
Mhm.
and Singapore has there's a headquarters of Asia and of Google actually in Singapore. So so I really wanted to be part of Google when I was 13 years old. That okay, I wanna someday work here. So that's why I started learning coding way early in my life. Nothing because of my parents wanted me to. I just wanted to get into
Mhm.
computers. I was very enthusiastic about it. So I even worked for two or three companies globally, like Babs International, then Splendor Deals is one of the ones. Then Spacelight Architectures. I made softwares for them, educational softwares for them, websites for them, and then I've even worked for some top 50 Fortune companies like State Farm. So when I worked with these companies, I realized, I need to do something of my own.
Mhm.
So the one hit that I got when I visited the Google office in Singapore, uh, first of all, they don't allow you to visit randomly. They don't allow anyone to visit randomly, right? So I just, I was a kid, and I got this thing that I need to. I realized that at 15 or 16 years old that I have two options. Either I can be a part of Google, or one day I can create a company like Google.
Google. Mhm.
So, and that was a part that I started coding for my first company on 1st January 2016. Then I launched it in 6 months. So I always write the beta versions myself. I write the code, I write the basic code myself. I know what's the base and the foundation of my you know app, or of my website, or whatever software I'm building. I do that. But in the course, being the only owner, sometimes you need to do more things. You need to look out for funding, you need to look out for teams. So as we get more funds and more support, sometimes I add on more developers on the team. So for
Mhm.
Stratus also, we did hire around 5 to 6 people as our core developers. Since Stratus grew without any social networking marketing only, just like from word to word marketing, Stratus got over up to 30,000 downloads in less than 30,000 users actually, engaging users in less than 6 months. So it was going quite good before I sold it to a big startup company. So which which had received its funding. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great.
So
Yeah. It's really wonderful that you learned coding at that wonderful age. And it's really inspiring to see you doing that. I think a lot of people who wish to pursue would wish to learn a lot of things from you. Again, so thank you.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Go
yeah.
ahead. If you wish to add something, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, that I know so many entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, here in the US actually. And one thing I feel is that entrepreneurs feel that there is a need for them to learn, coding in order to build a software company or software product. To the ones listening to this, especially in India, you know, I want to tell you this. Yes, sometimes there is a need if you are running low on cash. Okay. But if you work somewhere, you earn some part from a part-time job or part-time internship, something, you can actually also hire people to do that. So just don't get demotivated that you don't know coding. That people like me started learning coding when we were way early in our life. It's never late to start. You can
Yeah.
still learn how to code, and uh, still reach out to more people. You can have a CTO, your chief technical officer, and you can still be a CEO of your company, and you can have someone else handling the tech side of your company. So
Mhm.
don't get demotivated there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Um, this how was this thing? You create these apps at such a young age. I think of course it would be a wonderful thing you would do that. So how was uh, how did people around you see you as when you are different from the crowd, at such a different such a young age, when you do things such as creating apps and companies buying your apps, it's totally a different thing. And I think it creates a different perception about a person who can achieve it in small age. So how was people, how was the thing around you, and how did people speak about, just gave that thinky Manit is like you, aisa hai, and he does like that, and how did you, kaise, how did you feel about that? Yeah.
So it always starts very pretty. Okay, people sometimes say, wow, you're building something of your own, it's growing big, people support you, but it's very pretty for the first month or two. I'll be very honest here, it looks awesome. But if you're really really serious about your product, if you want your product to really grow, you want your company to really grow, one thing you need to learn is that it's not about you, it's more about the company, right? And it does get pretty ugly from there actually, because there are more and more things that keep happening. First of all, you spend a lot of time in your company, and people feel that you do not spend time. If you're a student, people feel that you're not spending enough time for your studies. If you are you know if you're into job, people might feel that okay, how are you going to bring in income for your household, and other things. So more than that, the support needs to be there, because people have so many fears. The people who care about you, they fear that what's going to happen to you if this doesn't work out. And like, you are sacrificing your studies, you're sacrificing your time, you're sacrificing your peace for it. So people do fear, and that somehow affects the support. So that inner motivation is very important, that that I want to do this, I want to make this right, I want to build this. I'm not going to let it just sit there and let someone else see build something similar and grow. I want to do this.
Yeah.
So until and unless that inner motivation is in you now, just to do anything, so it's no one can stop you basically. Like, keep trying, and no one will ever be able to stop you. I mean, it's huge possibility ho sakta hai, like, first time pe kuch successful na ho. My first app, my first company wasn't a huge success. Like, when I launched Blowout also, when I launched the beta versions, when we even launched the first official version on December 22, it wasn't like कि हमको बहुत ज़्यादा पॉजिटिव रिव्यूज आए. हमारे दोस्त एंड फैमिली मेम्बर्स तो सभी पॉजिटिव क्रिटिक्स ही देते हैं. But there were also a lot of negative reviews as well. The negative critics कि ये नहीं ठीक, क्या, why are you doing this, कि why is there a need of such a platform, like, I don't think I like your app. And you need to take those critics actually in a good way rather than taking in a bad way, because वो सब कुछ एक demotivating factor की तरह count in करेगा. And you just need to realize that you need to take this feedback. You just need to put a tala on your ego. Okay, put a tala on your ego and even your feelings. Just take that critic, make sure that you improve on that. Okay, you improve your product on that, and just keep going. You just have to put a tala on your feelings honestly. If someone is saying bad about your work, like, don't feel bad. Just feel thankful that someone's actually giving you critic. Your own friends won't give you. They'll be like, यार इसको बुरा लग जाएगा. Your parents will be like, इसको बुरा लग जाएगा. We won't tell him. We won't tell her. So that's a big thing actually. So you need to look
Yeah.
out for that.
Okay, yeah, I just agree upon that point. Yeah, because when you know people who are very close to you would never say anything bad about you when you're trying to do something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And this yeah, so one more thing I just wanted to speak about is Blowout, was able to, as a company, were able to get some, investments. And how did that process work, and how did you get those investments, and how these I'm just like, I'm curious about this, like, how do the process of investment works, and how does these things work about? Yeah.
So see, investments from venture capitalists or angel investors, like anyone who invests in a startup, those people are all about hope. Hope is the only word. There's a hope that this company, that this product will break all records. It is worth something. It's just based on hope and some numbers that it is actually growing. That's it. So there are multiple steps when you go and ask for a startup, for some funding. So the first one is called pre-seed funding. Pre-seed funding is that for building a basic product, you either put in your own money or you ask someone based on your idea to put in some money, like a few $1,000 or like 5-6 lakh rupees, and just to build the product, get the paperwork done for the company and all that stuff, and get your product a little in the market.
Mhm.
Okay, so that you have your MVP in the market and you ask people to review it, use it, and based on your feedbacks and your growth, a little growth with that money, you show that numbers to other people. Okay, and that's when you go and get your seed funding then. Okay, seed funding is now that now you have an MVP, you want to make your product much even better. Okay, you want to like have it not at the like, you can't say that I'll be developing the next WhatsApp or Instagram immediately. It has to be a process, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So but from MVP you can say that now you have developed an actual product that can be used by normal users, in an easier way, and it can be promoted, and you use that and you use that money to promote your app also.
Mm, mm.
So what we did with Blowout, so for my pre-seed funding, I already had my own savings from my earlier ventures, so I put in around, in Indian rupees, I put around 7 lakh rupees. So first of all, I built the product myself. I'll released beta version 1 to my friends and families. They tested it. Then I put in a little money, hired some developers, made another beta version, with some more things, and put it out for testing. And that was tested by around 2,000 people. And I got a lot of feedback. So it took us around 2 months to read that feedback and then work on that. So we launched in October our second beta, and then we worked for it for 2 months. And on December 22nd, we launched uh, our first version for our app on the App Store and Play Store. So once we saw that, okay, now this app is growing into universities with our connections and all, students are actually using it, what's the engagement rates, then we reach out to investors. We reach out to investor. You can just email them. Okay, just email them. Everyone has email on their websites, okay, or on their LinkedIn accounts. Email them, reach out to them, or sometimes big investors won't invest right now, okay, because
Mhm.
it's just a seed funding. Okay, so seed funding, pay big investors sometimes don't invest. So what you can do is you can do social media campaigns. Okay, you can do social media campaigns.
Okay.
Okay, also angel investors will be like jinke paas, who are into some other business, like someone's into real estate, for example. He has a turnover of 50 100 crores, but he finds
Okay.
your small technology idea quite interesting. Okay, so he'll be like, okay, I'll give you a little like 5 lakh rupees to work on your idea, and I might take I might take no percentage or a very little percentage in your company for that. So that's called angel investors, and that's what we did also. So we ran some social media campaigns, and we got a little investment from there, and then we reached out to a lot of angel investors like these. We explained to so many people our idea, our solution, what's the problem out there, how are we going to work on our revenue, and then what's the growth happening. And if people felt that, oh, this could be the really next one thing, that's going to grow big, so they invest money. And that's how we collected around 25 lakh rupees, so in less than a month for
Okay.
our seed funding. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. That's really really wonderful to hear. Really wonderful to hear. And this want to know about this key. When you what difference do you feel, and how do you think you have changed key at the time when you were 16 creating your first app, and then you create it, and then you have sell it to a other company because of some reasons, and then you create another one which works good. Of course, negative things also would be there, but that's the thing. It is how it is. Also, and what difference do you see in yourself, and how do you what's the difference do you see in the Manit of 16 creating an app and Manit of 20 creating an app?
See, the ultimate goal is one. Okay, there's only one ultimate goal. I have less than so I've never shared it on any live social media, on any of my account. But there is a dream that I have since I was 14, 15 years old, that I want to be world's youngest billionaire.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and I'm 20 years old. The youngest one is 16. Kylie Jenner right now on 21. So I still have 1 year to go, exactly 1 year to go. So I'm trying my level best to get my evaluation reached up on there. But the ultimate goal is the same, you know, to make my company big. But there are differences. See, when I built my first business, I wanted to put in as much time as I can, okay, in it. But because I was in grade 10, my parents were not gonna let me leave my studies, okay. And then I also decided to move to the US for high school studies because I wanted to experience a different culture. And luckily I had the means for that, okay, so that I could just take a transfer, so which I did. And I mean, so those were some of the reasons where I sold my company, and I could not. I sold a part of it actually, not exactly full of the company, but yeah, sold a part of it, and I could not work on it as much as I wanted to. But the Manit now, he doesn't care. He doesn't care, who is gonna stop me now, or he knows how to convince people. He knows how to create that aura around him, that that people are going to be motivated to start something of their own business or start off, or do something of their own. Right now I work more than 40 hours a week, just on Blowout. So every day I'm working 8 hours more, like 8 hours plus a day. Besides being the fact that I am also I am also a part of another company actually, where I get my part-time income from, and I'm also studying in a college. So besides all of that, I stay packed 24/7. So it's barely any time that we get time. I mean, you here have been texting me from around a week, and
Yeah, yeah,
finally we got time to talk. So
yeah.
yeah, so uh, I don't I don't think so I will be selling this company very easily to anyone, you know. So because right now I consider it as my baby. I see the growth in it. I see the growth in it when, and I feel, whenever I want someone to come and be a part of it, I talk to them and I see, does this person have the same level of, fire inside him or her, or are they going to be effectively working, for Blowout as I do. So, or even a 50% of it that they'll do, because I'm so over enthusiastic about my own product, but is any other person even 50% about it? So, and if they are, we get them on board and we continue and we go on a journey together. So right now I started alone, and since then we have had over 100 interns. Okay, right now also we have over 100 interns. Some are based in US, so some are based in India. Okay, those interns work as software testers. Some are in research and development. Some are in UI UX. Some are doing marketing every week, getting 100 users every week. Each getting 100 users. So everyone is doing something else. More than that, they are getting also good internship experience, and we are also getting the support that we actually need. So our growth is working like a compound interest right now.
Okay,
So
okay. And yeah, again, I think you will achieve it if you work hard. I think work hard.
yeah,
Hard work is what it takes to achieve anything you wish to achieve. And I
correct.
think you'll do it. You'll do it. You're strong enough, and you'll achieve that goal. I'm very much sure about that. And do you consider, like, if to consider the numbers, do you think you are a millionaire now?
According to dollars or Indian rupees?
Anyway, you'd like to consider it.
According to, see, according to what's the evaluation of the company right now, according to that, yes, I am. According
Okay.
to the evaluation of the company, yes, I am. But that doesn't mean I don't like to think about it a lot, because it's gonna
Yeah,
affect my motivation in some way.
yeah,
So I
yes.
don't think about it a lot. But yeah, according to the current evaluation of the company, I'll tell this, that yeah, we are, that I
And
am.
okay, so is it in both in dollars or just in rupees?
No, it's just in the rupees. In
Just,
dollars, I'm a little short right now. So probably with my next investment that we're looking out for, which is going to be huge, much huger, much bigger than this, 25 lakhs one. So then I'm gonna be crossing both ones.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So
In
we should
Indian
we should.
rupees, I am.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So wish you all the best. I think you'll achieve it. Just the hard work is what it takes to achieve what you
yeah.
wish to achieve. And yeah, this one more question. I think we'll before we near to the end. Just one more question I want to ask you is ki how does app developers and app wale whoever owns an app how do they make money? That this one thing I'm curious about. Yeah.
See, every app has its own concepts of earning money. Okay, it's just their revenue and business model. Some apps even do not earn money. Okay, there are applications who have millions and millions of downloads, but they don't just earn money. They're just thriving on data. They're thriving on your users. That somehow or some later, that once we get more and more users, then we'll decide to earn money.
Mm,
Okay, so like WhatsApp is one of the most biggest examples out there. But currently, according to what WhatsApp has been doing, is that they have been sharing your data. Okay, they haven't sharing your data, they have been storing it. And they also charge these big telecom companies, like in India, like we have Geo, Airtel and all. So they charge them, that they say that uh, according to our app, our app and our data, we'll make sure that most of your internet is being used on WhatsApp or Instagram. And
mm,
then so that people buy more internet from you guys, because we are the ones who are finishing it. We are the ones who are finishing their data, so pay a share of it.
mm.
So
Okay.
some companies even do that. I'm not sure if WhatsApp does that, but I'm pretty sure many companies do that. So, but that's not how Blowout is running its business model. Blowout has a totally different business model, because we will be offering a ticketing system as well. Because in India, like we have Book My Show, right? We
Mm,
have Book My Show for theaters or something like
mm,
that.
mm,
So ticketing with Blowout would be like, if you're posting local events, if it's a free event or if it's a small, have a small payment event, so just post your event, add that, okay, per entry is like 500 rupees or something like that, and people will be like, just pay up there. So it's more like for local events in your universities. And then there are many other features that are coming, which are going to help us build our revenue from a business model. Because we want to also offer a peer-to-peer money transfer as well, including in our group chats and everything. So if you are using our application for all of your campus life, you're using it for clubs and organization ki group chats ke liye, you're using it for making and promoting events. So why not also use the app to do peer-to-peer money transfer as well? So we are working on that. So that feature hopefully will come soon, but we are working on that. Yeah.
okay. Okay. And so yeah, last two questions to you is what would be your advice to anybody who wishes to create something in tech or wishes to create something which you did or something else, even anything wishes to create? What would be your advice to them?
See, one thing I'll tell is, motivation is very important. The passion you need to have for your product is very important.
Hmm.
If you think so that your passion and your motivation can be influenced even by one person, you know you're not motivated enough. You're not, if someone comes and says that, yeah, I don't think your idea is worth it. Okay, and if you think your idea is worth it, you know there's no harm in giving it a try. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but if it does work out, you know
Yeah.
it's great. you know if it doesn't, nothing is lost. You just got an experience. You got a good experience, which really anyone gets, of building a startup. I actually I know this thing because I sometimes feel hurt, considering I have a lot of Indian friends, even in the US, and back in India also. I know how many people want to start their own startup. They want to launch something of their own, but because of those, there is a mentality that, we want our children to go get in some job, create some stable income for them, and we don't want them to be thriving, and looking out for funding, or working so hard. That what's the stability there, what's the promise of being secure and everything like that. So that 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 we put in our peers and that we put in our children, that doesn't go well actually. Because so India is a locality jahan pe one in one in every 17,000 people, is where a startup owner comes. And I really want ki India ke andar one day it's 1 in 100 probably. That number comes down from 1 in 17,000 to 1 in 100. That 1 in 100, everyone wants to do something of their own, something they really like. वो करते रहना चाहिए, something they really are passionate about. So don't feel demotivated if someone is telling you, that things are not going to work out or you need to still work on this. Start somewhere. Start somewhere. Because if you think ना कि लॉन्च करेंगे तो कुछ होना चाहिए, तो इट्स हैज टू बी परफेक्ट, इट हैज टू बी द बेस्ट थिंग आउट देयर. It's never going to be the best thing. You will never figure it out, in starting. You have to start somewhere. You have to put in a ad, you have to put in something out there to make yourself also motivated and let people know that you're working on something. That's why companies and apps who have not even started their development yet, they make out pages, they start out promotions that okay, we are starting building this thing, okay, that we'll be launching soon in a few months, that we have started building this application based on this idea. So, and so that's like called starting somewhere. That's driving you also down, that you have made a promise to people also that you will be launching this application. And now it kind of act as a motivation, कि अब प्रॉमिस कर दिया तो अब बनाऊंगा भी, तो मैं भी डीमोटिवेट नहीं होऊंगा. So so don't be demotivated. And one thing more, अगर तुम्हारा ऐप स्टार्टिंग के अंदर अट्रैक्शन नहीं पकड़ रहा है, if it's not getting that traction that it needs, don't feel demotivated. Think of more marketing strategies and all, because for the first 3 years you can be no one, and in the fourth year you can be the biggest thing on the planet, you know. So don't feel demotivated or anything. So like, it'll grow, things will grow if you keep working on it, okay. So they will eventually grow. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, thank you very much, Manit, for joining in. It was a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas and thoughts and about your story. I think it's really motivating to see. I think I would go to you as a millionaire, going to be soon a billionaire. I just see that hope and that power in you, and hope you achieve that. Hope you achieve that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank